Hello and welcome to another video from the Fantasy Legion. I've got Sean joining me again. You're right,
It's good to be back, Al. And what are we covering off today?
Well, we're going to talk about, we know all the landing spots for the rookies now. So we're going to be talking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's the first running back off the board in the real draft. But will he be the first running back off the board in your Dynasty draft? So what do you think?
Yeah, he should be. I've had to really think about this. We've had conversations off camera. I've listened to what you've said. I've considered my own position on this. And, you know, this was a very interesting situation. You've got Jonathan Taylor, who fell well, and you've got him. And I really had to struggle a little bit to really decide what I wanted to do. And all I'm going to say is this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has landed in the perfect spot. The 101 to Kansas, right? There's no argument from me. I can't argue this. How will they use him? They're going to use him all the time. Why? Because you know who decided on this pick? Patrick Mahomes. That's who decided on this pick.
Really?
Patrick Mahomes made this pick. He made it. He called this pick. He said, this is the player I want for this offense. And Andy Reid said, yes, you're right. This is the perfect fit for us. So if we get our biases off, no matter what we think about what's happened in the recent past, what they've been missing is an every down bag. Now, I'm not saying that this guy's going to be used 250, 300 times. I don't think they'll do that in the offense. They don't need to. But the gold is there in front of you. So I will take shares of Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the 101, absolutely. But I'm also going to be careful because I don't want shares everywhere. But Jonathan Taylor also gives me the opportunity to take the odd one there as well. So I'm very happy to take some shares of CEH. I had my concerns before the draft, but those have been removed because he fell perfectly. And I would be a fool.
You did say in our video, not a fan of the player unless he lands at Kansas City. And that changes everything. And that's exactly what happened.
And there's something else, right? So again, I had to take my biases off because there are biases. We all have them. And one thing we're really good on this channel is every year we reevaluate. We don't stick to the same players because sometimes in that year things change and we think, no, this is a year to get off them. Sometimes we'll back them again, but we are very, very clever at what we do. And he does something that I had not seen in the tape properly. A small detail spelled out with why Patrick Mahomes said, this is our player. He said, he's like a boxer. That's the line he used. And I thought, what? Why would you use that line? Like, he's like a boxer? What are you talking about? But then it struck me when I watched the tape. He does everything with a small movement very rapidly. So although we don't have a big sample size, what we saw is this elusive, brilliant, almost boxer-like head bob quality that is excellent in short and open space. So if it's good enough for Kansas, it's good enough for Patrick Mahomes, it's bloody well good enough for me, and I'm going to get some shares of this guy. So I'm all over him at the 101, and I don't have any concerns. I know there are some fears out there because will it be a running back by committee and look at Damien
Williams? I think it will initially, at least, because that's the way Kansas, Damien Williams has earned at least a share of that backfield.
He probably has, but they paid first round stock for this kid, and whether you think early doors it'll be a shared backfield, I'm not a problem with that. But for Dynasty, I have no issues taking CEH. For redraft, you know where he's going right today? In fantasy redrafts today, CEH 10 on Fantasy Pros in standard right now. So that's how...
It's slightly different in standard. He's 101 overall consensus opinion in the rookie draft.
Yeah, but 10 in redraft leagues in standard formats now. So already people are already,
I'll tell you that he will not go anywhere near that. We know that. I mean, that's just stupid. But probably hasn't been updated. I mean, he's not going to go as far as that, is he? I mean, he could fall to.
No, but we're talking. Al, I'm talking in that. I'm talking. Standard.
Are you talking about all overall?
Overall, 10
right.
today.
Okay, yeah, no,
Right.
Okay.
10 today, overall, ahead of several bigger name players. Now, I'm not saying that's good. I'm not at all. I would prefer it if his value was in sort of second round or third. That would make me more comfortable when I'm redrafting. But
that is high.
You can see how he's affected quickly the market value, how quickly he's affected it.
Well,
but I get it. because it's Kansas, the opportunities there. This isn't like last year, where when I looked at Damian Williams, I saw him as a trap player. And you know what? For most of the year, he was. He had a couple of spells where he was
just couldn't stay healthy, could he? That was
just couldn't. So I don't see any problem with this kid. So he's the 101 for me, and I'm not going to be frightened to take some shares of him. And you know what? You don't do it. There's no harm here. When you got the first or second pick, that's great.
Okay, yeah. So, well, there you go. A pretty startling sort of review from Sean there. 101 definitely. 110 overall in sort of drafts overall, even in redrafts. I mean, that's kind of hit me like a hammer. I'm like trying to process that. That is.
Well,
I don't think I would be comfortable with that price. That is an over.
Well, this is the issue, because you slot him at the 110. You're talking in the range of Mixon, Josh Jacobs range already.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't take it over them.
I have big concerns at that price, but that's where the market is moving. But you get it, because what this does,
I get the reason.
You, that, what this tells you is we know how much pressure comes for running backs in large leagues. We know this from our own experiences. So what that tells you is a player is pushed down by one spot while this guy gets pushed in. So nobody's going to get him cheap. He's not going to go into the second round. That's pretty obvious the way this is heading already. But the market hasn't adjusted yet. I mean, things could come out in training camp which change that. So we'll see.
Yeah, but at the moment, pre-season, we saw Rojo go from quite admired to do not touch with a barge pole really for rookie season. I'm quietly optimistic. The opportunity's there ahead of him, and it's going to be a really exciting year ahead. The problem with Kansas City is not a problem actually. They're brilliant to watch. I mean, the offense is so good to watch. It's high powered. There's lots of points to go around. And having any share of it can be a very good fantasy asset to your team. So it's hard not to get carried away. 110 seems a bit high to me, but I totally get it. There's going to be no sneaking value for him.
No, none at all. He's not sneaking already. He's climbed really quick.
Okay, what are your thoughts on him? 101 in the rookie, 110 in the in redraft. What do you think? And let us know. I mean, do you think? I mean, it's the ideal landing spot for any running back, really. But
it's so hard to argue
his talents with the pass.
It doesn't really matter who would have landed there, really, truthfully, because they would have gone up on the board. But his landing spot and his skill set is just perfect for it.
I mean, they had the choice of any running back at that pick. So
definitely.
There we go. Okay. Well, if you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more.
See you again.